Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're looking for that Sunday kind of love as MbL, playing as the blue Khmer, prepares to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Mayans in red. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Khmer, or more accurately as they're called, the Khmer, is a Civ that focuses on some of the heaviest hitting units in the game. Their Scorpions come with extra range, can be upgraded to shoot a second bolt, and their Battle Elephants move faster, can be upgraded to hit even harder with a broad +3 attack. Now their unique units, speaking of heavy hitting units, is quite possibly one of the hardest units and most annoying units to deal with head on in the game. I am of course referring to the vaunted Ballista Elephant, which, as it sounds, is an elephant unit with a giant ballista mounted on its back that can also be upgraded to shoot a second bolt. Now, in order to take advantage of these bonuses, upgrades, incredibly powerful units, the Khmer have to get their butts up to Castle and Imperial ASAP with a lot of food in the bank. So to help them do this, they do get a few very cool bonuses. First and foremost, as the Khmer, you do not need any structures to go up to the next age, meaning as long as you've got the resources, you can go up whenever you want. Oh, building a bit of a house. Let's see if he can pull the elephant without getting hit. No, he cannot. We have been trying to find, very hard to find a villager who does not take any damage. Now, in addition to being able to go up anytime you want, as long as you've got the resources, once you go up in age, all buildings from that age become available to you at all times. Which means, for example, you do not need to build a barracks to unlock the stables or the archery range. You can hit Feudal and build a stable or an archery range right away. Now, lastly, to help you spam units in the late game, Khmer farmers do not need to bring food to a mill or a town center. As long as a farmer is tilling the fields on a farm, it automatically adds food to the stockpile, so Khmer can build farms literally anywhere in the world. Want to send a villager up here to the corner of the world? Send a villager, build a farm, get the food. So that is a pretty damn cool feature. Now, they are harder to raid. Why? Because they can hide inside houses, and once the danger passes, they can get out of that house. Another villager pulls a elephant, another villager takes damage. Looks like, oh my god, looks like this goat, sick goat, is lying on top of the carcass of that dead elephant. But let's pivot east and take a look at Mr. Yo at the 3 o'clock position as the Mayans in red, very much a civilization that pushes its players towards archer units. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to throw a second, albeit weaker, projectile, and their foot archers, except for skirmishers, could become progressively cheaper as the game goes on. Looks like this villager took a bit of damage as well. Oh, Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo? Oh my god. Here we go. Oh, you love to see it. No damage on the villager. The elephant kind of derped out a little bit there. I wonder why. Maybe he saw these 5 billy goats and was like, am I being led to my slaughter? I don't know. But in any event, kudos. Good job to Mr. Yo here. Now, as I was saying, the Mayan foot archers, except for skirmishers, become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, all the way up to 30% cheaper in Imperial, which does help them mass their unique unit, the Plumed Archer. This is the fastest foot archer in the game that comes with a nice little bonus attack against infantry. Now, to support your ranged units on the field of battle, Mayan walls are 50% cheaper, so you can stay safe behind many walls, or you can turn to your Eagle Warriors, which can be upgraded to get a massive boost to their HP, and I mean massive. They go fully upgraded up to 100 HP. Now, to help produce your army, as big of an army rather as possible, Mayan resources do last 15% longer, and the Mayans do start the game with an extra villager, but 50 less food, which can help them reach Feudal a little bit faster and start taking advantage of their cheaper archer units. Not exactly cheap in Feudal, although 30% off in Imperial does sound a lot better than 10% off in Feudal. In any event, it is our Mayan who is now moving out to militias rather, and an eagle do attack the foragers here on my favorite lemon bush. But I've learned, you guys have taught me, don't click on the bush, don't touch the butterflies. You do not want to mess up the powder on their wings. I love them so much that even the electronic ones, I don't want to disturb their peace, you know? Let's take a look at the bases as the players engage into each other. Let's put it like that. My goodness, is MbL's base completely open to the east. The portion facing his enemy, absolutely open. Primary gold a little bit off to the center side position. Primary stone nice and secure. So that does work to his benefit there with that stone. But the primary gold being over here underneath a hill, he needs to take that hill ASAP. You do not want a hill to fall into the hands of an archer civilization like the Mayans. Ooh, that could spell trouble for our Khmer. And like I said, even though I know it's technically called Khmer, or pronounced Khmer, I am going to say Khmer all the live long day. Or maybe I'll say Khmer. Sometimes I alternate between the two. Mr. Yo does have a bit of a forest here in the forward-facing position, the western portion of his base. 2 more militia? Okay. He's going to hit Feudal in 5-6 seconds. Our Khmer hitting it first. But a good amount of aggression. Primary gold, oh, very much in the front position. Primary stone in the forward back position in this Tetris piece. But my goodness, are both of these bases pretty open. Mysterio has access to 1, 2, 3 forests in somewhat further positions. First, second, and third blood here go to our Khmer, though, who completely wipes that primary aggressive force off the map with these scouts. 4 scouts, 3 kills. A condor just let out, or a vulture rather, just let out a big yell. But unbeknownst to our Khmer, there's a little bit of danger lurking in this fog. These two guys, I've said this before, this might be the most unearned confidence of any unit in this game. It is one of the weakest units, but its resting animation with that club, that billy club with the iron ring around it, is the most aggressive and undeservingly aggressive. You're so weak, and look how much trouble this unit wants to get into. You know, patting its hand with that baseball bat of death, and yet it's still the weakest shit unit that it is. No other unit in the game except maybe the samurai, who check their swords to make sure their katanas are nice and sharp before they cause a bit of damage, seems so aggressive to me. But unlike the samurai, the militia unit is, the militia unit's the militia unit. What can you do? You guys have played this game. You know exactly how weak this unit is. Look at it attacking on a 4. These villagers with their cutlasses can wipe the floor with them, which is exactly what they're doing. But Mr. Yo doing a good amount of distraction here, pulling villagers off these lemon bushes. Does finally manage to get 1 kill, although the kill count now stands 6-1. So, oh, I heard somebody died. Did a villager just die there? No, it did not. For some reason, I thought I heard the death yell of a villager. Skirmisher should be able to shoo this away. Archer better. Skirmisher just fine. Especially with the scouts heading back. Let's see if we create a nice little Feudal Age sandwich here. Will he engage? 2 of his scouts are weak, and there is a spearman here. So, okay. Runs right by, but all of a sudden, the weak unit, like a pack of lions hunting a zebra, they have targeted the weaker unit. He has left the safety of the herd, and so he gets gunned down immediately. Now we've got another one here. Will these... Oh, and look at these lions, these lionesses, technically, I guess, right? Picking off stragglers. 8 kills to 1, but Mr. Yo undeterred. Villager count identical, army supply very close, undeterred by the fact that he has lost 8 units to the 1 of his opponent. Mr. Yo moving around the map with more and more forces here, wants to get real nice and aggressive in Feudal. MbL starting to bank a bunch of resources. By the way, take a look at the food count going up 1 unit at a time at the top left of your screen. And then you'll see that these villagers, there's no food counter here. I know there's action here, but take a look at this villager, the one that just dropped off food. You see there's a nice juicy steak, 2, 3, 4. That is the amount of food that villager is carrying. When you select a Khmer villager, a Khmer villager, none of that. And so that is one of the cool feature why I said it makes them super powerful in the late game. If we are lucky enough to get to see late game, and we're lucky enough to get to see Hussars, man, can the Khmer spam Hussars. The fact that the food just automatically goes up, 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 up. allows them to build much, much quicker, in my opinion, I think. I mean, I consult with Spirit of the Law here, unless I'm just talking out of my ass. But I do think that Khmer farming bonus makes it super powerful to spam trash units, especially Hussars in the late game. That being said, our Mayan knows that too. Mr. Yo, not exactly his first game here, so he knows that the strength of his opponent lies in the later stages of the game, which could explain why he's has been putting on so much aggression here, trying to delay his opponent going up. And now actually looks like he's starting to bank resources, but is it too little too late? Our Khmer already up to castle, rather going up to castle. Insult to injury. Oh, you love to see when even Mother Nature rebels against the player and a lion joins the attack. Spearman missing. No, okay. Oh, sour. Spearman missing, as I was saying, but has MbL extended a little too far with these two guys? One of them is lying face first in the sand. The other is being chased by an eagle. Movement speed 0.96, 1.1 means this eagle will catch up to him, but some friends show up, say, you want to pick on our friend? Pick on someone your own size, and by your own size, we mean 6 additional units. And the eagle now dies as well. 20 minutes in, both players going up to castle. It will be our Khmer who reaches it first, getting gold mining upgrades. What is our Mayan doing? Investing in scale mail armor, gold mining upgrades, and improving his farms. Let's take a quick look here. Infantry upgrades is interesting. I hope we get to see eagles. Khmer, though, generally, I hate, you guys know I hate predicting how a game will go, but generally what we've seen, a lot of night play out of the Khmer. Their cavalry line is pretty damn good. No special bonuses or features or characteristics upgrades that I can think of, but they do come with all the blacksmith upgrades. They do get husbandry. They do get bloodlines. I mean, I think they're missing paladins, but you know, missing paladins is an interesting thing. You know, can you really claim that your cavalry line is good without paladins? How often do we see paladins? You have to really judge it based on the units we mostly see, and mostly we see hussars if we're seeing cavalry out of standard civilizations. By standard, I mean civs that are not like the Bulgarians or the Lithuanians or the Burgundians that all have unique cavalry units. But we did get to see yesterday, oh mama, winged hussars versus Mongol basic hussars. That was fun. Okay, upgrading his archers to crossbows. Okay, but upgrading his scouts to eagle warriors is Mr. Yo. Army supply 3 times bigger for our Khmer, who, like I said, starting to spam knights across the map. How many? 2, all going up to 3? No upgrades on them, though. Oh, no. I just spent such a lot of... big chunk of this video talking up these Khmer knights and how they're pretty damn good, coming with all the blacksmith upgrades, all the stable upgrades. And immediately one of them dies. The second one should probably die too, with 5 eagles hot on its tail. They should be able to run around a good amount of time and lead them to their deaths if they don't pay attention. Second town center going up for our Khmer. And Mr. Yo here generally likes to build himself a little enclave. I'm not sure why he hasn't in this game. That being said, we've seen Mr. Yo play Mayans, and man, is he good at the Mayans. His plumed archer micro is top-notch. Absolutely top-notch, although in this game it does seem like he is going eagle. And one thing that we know about Mr. Yo, and you guys know, again, I hate to predict how a game goes, but Mr. Yo loves his meme builds. And by that, I mean building one unit and one type of unit only, and then saying, you know, I like eagle warriors. Let me just build only eagle warriors. It certainly does seem like he's doing that right now. Although they are closing in with these crossbows. Crossbows doing a good amount of damage. What's the base armor here? 5 pierce armor. I'm actually quite surprised that these crossbows are doing this amount of damage. Ultimately, though, of course, they're going to die. A unit that attacks on, what, a 7 against a unit that has armor of 5. Probably would have been better to take the high ground much earlier, but it is what it is. Our Khmer in full retreat. Stable is the name of the game. Finally getting forging. So these knights are at least going to have a +1 attack. Where is your armor upgrade? Maybe he thinks he doesn't need it against a unit, an eagle that attacks with a base of a 7. But these eagles have to be super careful. I didn't notice, did MbL get ballistics yet? We'll take a look next to engage. I mean, probably could have just taken a look at the that battle there and seen. Didn't look like it. He probably would have killed a bit more. But undeterred, 20 army supply to 20 bloodlines, 20 seconds away. Don't engage just yet. Your unit isn't at its peak potential. Our Mayan here, what can he do? He is going eagles again. Mr. Yo with the meme build, 2 monks, 13 eagles, 1 relic. A house gets caught out and will get demolished either by deletion or by attack. And more units streaming across the map. MbL, he either wants to end this right here, right now, or he is trying to delay so he can go up to Imperial and start getting out some juicy units. Although with 1 villager on stone, no castle in the immediate future, and no castle for our Mayan as well. The players are basically just deciding, you know what? We're just going to beat the shit out of each other for a little bit. Try to micro. Where are your knights going? There's no monk. Oh, no. 2 monks. Never mind. Okay. High ground here for our crossbows. But this is way too much eagle. Kaka, says Mr. Yo, and he overruns this entire position. My goodness. But again, just like MbL, his unit of choice is not maxed out. It is not at its full potential. Even the vulture's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And flies the hell away here. Eagles missing the last attack upgrade for castle. Iron casting nowhere to be found. No armor upgrades whatsoever, but with husbandry will make the maneuverability of these knights much better. But the last thing you want is to come under eagle raiding, which looks like a real possibility here. Mr. Yo with 21 eagles sending out a group of 4 here. Random monk, does he know where this other relic is? Yes, he does. Will he get a knight? Yes, he does. And we've got our first Mayan knight of the game retreats with him. Oh my god, he's gonna get 2? Mr. Yo gets 2, but loses 2 monks in exchange. So 2 knights for 2 monks. I don't know. You decide who came out better or who came out on top there. 1 knight makes a beeline straight, but another convert, a 3rd one. Big ol' engage here in the center. The eagles should be able to wipe out this part, but the crossbows. Our Khmer doubling down on crossbows. Why is he building so many crossbows? Are they to snipe the monks? Because they're certainly not doing a good job sniping eagles. And now 2 more, 1 more knight on the way. Another town center. Not a bad location here next to the gold. A little bit of archer fire, cover fire, let's put it like that. If the villagers garrison inside. And now Mr. Yo is repelled, pushed back, but moving forward with a Hoang siege workshop. And here we go. They are here to snipe monks. Oh, it doesn't look like ballistics, right? They are literally missing everything. Man, no ballistics. Khmer archers also don't get thumb ring, so even when these units are standing still, not 100% accurate are these crossbows. Army supply now in favor of our Mayan villager supply, though. Take a look. 14 villagers ahead. He's about 25% of a big... let me put my brain just froze. Our Khmer has a economy that is 25% bigger than his opponent. And remember, can garrison inside these houses, although not really choosing to do so. There it is. Now, one thing you'll note, one thing you should note, this doesn't heal the units. I believe there was a big discussion about this on Reddit about 6 months ago. Garrisoning the villagers inside the house does not heal them up. Monk moving in, if you're wondering why he got that monk without ballistics, it's because that monk was basically moving in a straight line and was 2 or 3 tiles away. Another engage here. Our Khmer running low on gold despite having 15 villagers on gold. Mysterio with 30 villagers on gold. So his allocation is perfect for what he wants to build. Food and gold for eagles. Our Khmer still has 17 villagers on wood. Take a look at Mr. Yo's villager allocation on wood. 6. Just enough to seed the farms. Basically, bare bones. Wood production, lumberjacking, whatever you want to call it. But this town center is here, and it is going to provide a good amount of support against these raids. What isn't going to provide support is just a random open field of villagers. Oh, no. 2 more streaming in the north. Oh, my God, Mr. Yo wants vision of all of it. He wants to see exactly what's going on. Where is his opponent? And he sees that right now. Although with the Eagles, I don't know that the outpost was necessarily needed. Okay, villagers just kind of standing around, letting the knight take the brunt of the attack here. Now he's going to have a field day here. These villagers are not being microed, and all of a sudden, it is our Khmer economy that is being attacked to the far west. Villagers join in, but they are tired from carrying these giant pieces of lumber, and so they do barely any damage against this eagle. What will do damage is a knight. Light Cav streaming forward as well for our Khmer. Distraction. He does not want to be the only one who's getting raided. He wants to return the favor. 15 units inside of here, 11 idle villagers. Basically means their economies are very, very similar. And Mr. Yo, remember I said you do not want to have to deal with eagle raiding. Even though, again, these are not fully upgraded in Imperial, these are still quite powerful. Mr. Yo, relentless. Absolutely relentless from minute what? Literally the beginning of the game. He has been non-stop attacking. He knows he can't let his opponent get up to Imperial. He knows he can't let his opponent get out any ballista elephants. Not that that's even an option here with 1 villager on stone. But he just knows that the Mayans, man, overall, not a very heavy-hitting civilization. You know? Not exactly big elephant units. They don't, 0 cavalry of any kind. No siege onagers, no bombard cannons. So it's a civilization that I think, like the Britons, for example, needs quantity and maneuverability and positioning. Positioning rather than, forget I just said maneuverability. What I meant was positioning. And Mr. Yo is doing exactly that. Expanding, building, surrounding his opponent to the point where, I mean, this is the entire army from the Khmer. If these guys go down, there's 1 unit left. And he has done a fantastic job of poking and prodding MbL to such a degree, even though MbL has now a 40% lead in economy. 25 villager lead. That is insanely important right now. 39 villagers on food. MbL has more villagers on food than Mr. Yo has on every resource except gold. On food alone. That being said, what MbL doesn't have is an army, 7 army. Light Cav. I don't know that that's necessarily the right play here. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies for anyone on a smaller screen. I want to see how many stables. Only 3 stables. Only 3 stables. Okay, catches another attempt here by Mr. Another cheeky little attempt to insert some rams, or maybe he won't catch them. Man, what do you do here as MbL? I mean, he's got wood for days. Okay, castle. This is what you do. Start getting out some of those big chunky units, or at least zone out your opponent. Oh no, what you don't do is just leave a bunch of villagers here undefended, and all of a sudden 25 villager lead becomes 14 villager lead. Counter raids, not a bad option. Oh, they find a monk. Whack whack, and the monk dies. But back home, the castle has been revealed to our Mayan, who runs straight into it. Castle, 12 villagers. Town center, 9 villagers. These Eagle Warriors need to get the hell out of here. Mr. Yo feeling very confident that he can rebuild 15 eagles at a time. Oh my god. Okay, enters the juicy back part of the base. Has been here before, has seen the farms, but there's now light cav, and these eagles are wounded. Even wounded, though, they are a big, big threat. 14 kills to these 5 alone. Oh, he finally found this villager that's been getting vision. Decides to destroy the villager. MbL has maneuverability and speed right now with these units. 1.65 movement speed is light years ahead of the fastest unit of the mine, which right now is at a 1.26. And yet he's still continuing to allow these eagles to catch up to him. Fresh batch. Moving in, Knight. Takes basically all the damage he needs. Will die any second now. Oh no. Mysterio's eagles are for Castle Age fully upgraded. MbL still only on a +1/+1 for his knights. This is your biggest unit. His resources are non-existent altogether, less than 200 resources. But again, food for the Khmer, super fun. That counter on the top left of our screen just keeps going up and up and up and up. And when he's raided, can go into the houses. So has set himself up quite well, back up to about a 20 villager lead. Just needs to hold on, just needs to survive here. Mr. Yo triple the army supply. Scores are very, very close. Kill counts, 1 kill apart. But take a look at our Mayan, 70 villager kills to 22. You do not want to come under Eagle rating. I've said this, now that's what, the 3rd or 4th time this game? Walls are your friends. I don't know what the hell this was supposed to be in the earlier stages of the game. Looks like something died there very recently at the back of a villager, which I think is funny. That everything melts into the sand but the back, and then it looks like a bit of a butt. But we know it's the muscles of the back. And Mr. Yo raiding to the north. Mr. Yo shows up to the south. Mr. Yo fighting in the east. Mr. Yo is literally everywhere. Pulling apart, rather, our Khmer, who finally gets chain barding armor, but still 40 seconds away. And now both are bare bonesing their lumber. 14 for Mr. Yo, 11 for our Khmer, who realizes, you know what, I'm not building crossbows anymore. All I need is enough wood for farms. And then the rest, food and gold, although 0 villagers on gold. Has he run out of gold? MbL has run out of gold. Where's his gold mining? It's here. Here under the watchful eye of the eagles. Oh no. This is not Imperial where you can start spamming Hussars. This is still Castle where you're stuck with these light cav units that actually are weaker than the eagles. Even though they have more HP. Oh no. This is bad news bears for our Khmer. You can send all the counter raids you want. You can try to pull as many units, which, by the way, with 1 unit, he pulled 14 of Mr. Yo's units. Oh, I was going to say Mr. Yo's starting to add in Pike as well. But look at this. Gold. Nullified. Gold. Nullified. And where, I ask you, on this map is there gold for MbL? If not these 2 patches here on the right, very right side. There is literally nothing, even up north, that is not being taken by Mr. Yo. Whereas Mr. Yo's got this gold. Mr. Yo's got this gold. Looks like he's got this gold. His primary gold mined out. But uncontested. Has MbL seen this gold, by the way? No, he is not. This is why scouting is important, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What an absolute treasure of a game here. The Eagles doing what Eagles do best, and take a look at the kill count. Wow, literally 14 kills apart. Score though, over 1,000 difference. So MbL must have said, you know what, I've lost so many villagers. I've got 71 villagers at the 50-minute mark of the game. I've got a castle. Some of you might be wondering, why the hell did MbL resign? Let's try to figure it out. I mean, there's always the obvious, he's tired. Wants to go watch the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But let's try to figure out why he resigned. So 71 villagers, lost 89 villagers. So his unit, by the way, takes food. I've said this before. If you're going Scout Cav in Feudal, if you're going Light Cav in Castle, if you're going Hussars in Imperial, your food is your most important resource. And so he now has to make a decision, a real Sophie's choice almost. Do I build more villagers, which cost 50 food? You know, these aren't Hindustani villagers that are cheaper. They cost the full shebang. Or do I spend 50 food on my Light Cav? Or do I spend food and gold, which I don't have, on my Knights, which are still not fully upgraded? No iron casting. Only +1 attack. And so MbL is being pulled like the Hydra in 3 different directions. Each head wants to go its own way. I think that was Hydra, right? In Greek mythology? The one with the 3 heads? Or am I thinking of Cerberus, the dog that was guarding hell? I might be thinking of Cerberus. Like Cerberus! Ignore everything I just said. Yes, the 3, I think it was Cerberus, the 3-headed dog. In any event, my Greek mythology, man, oh man, I used to love Greek and Roman mythology, although Roman mythology, you can just say Greek mythology, to be honest. Anyway, pulled and prodded apart. He didn't know which direction. Do you build more villagers? Do you build more Light Cav? Do you build more Knights? What the hell do you build at this point? You're down to 71 villagers. You had a nice, you were breaching almost 100 villagers. Now you're down to 70. Relentless aggression out of Mr. Yo. You're not playing a slower paced player here. Literally from the first minute of the game, with not 2 but 4 militias, he started attacking his opponent and did not stop, did not relent. Has MbL seen this castle, by the way? No, he hasn't. So has enough game sense to know that, wait a second, there's something in the fog here. There's something that I need to find. I need to send some units to scout. Villagers exposed. I'm surprised he's building farms out here. I mean, I know there was a town center here a little while ago, but you've got so much space, so much safety here. Has 200 stone, but building palisade walls. I'm not too sure I understand. But no gold, like we saw, no more gold for him. His food is being raided left, right, and center. Let's look at his villager allocation right before he died. Only 29 villagers on food, and finally was 12 seconds away from iron casting. Oh, no. Oh, no. Poor MbL was just poked and prodded and pulled apart like a piece of meat on a spit. Multiple directions. These Eagles were relentless. Let's take a look at the stats, the kill count. Mr. Yo ahead, but only by 14. And with the weaker Eagle units, it's no surprise that it's MbL actually who has more military kills here with, what is this? 234 minus 22 is 212. And this minus 89, my goodness, boop-a-doop-a-doop. Let's call it 170. No, 160. 159, right? 159. Any event, our Khmer with the Knights, the more powerful unit, does have more kills. The Eagles, though, just freaking everywhere. 59 Light Cav, 212 Eagles, PKPM in the middle of the game for both players, it looks like. And let's take a look at the stats. Economies, oh my god. Economies very similar. Our Mayan collecting 4 relics does have 1,400 gold, but look at the gold. Look at the gold. Our Mayan says, keep your wood, keep your food, keep your stone. Just give me the gold, because I know you need that to go up to Imperial. You need that to build scorpions, ballista elephants, not cheap units. And so if I can deny you this resource, I will win the game handily. And even though the total resources are very similar, and even though food count for our Khmer is about 5,000 higher. Stone, basically identical. Wood, basically identical. Gold and food are where the problems are here. Although I shouldn't say problem, because Mr. Yo doesn't need 80 food to build Hussars and Light Cav and Scout Cav, because he can't. He is a Mesoamerican civ. And so MbL, having lost access to all of his precious resources except a bit of stone here, I think there was a bit of stone here left, 500 stone there as well, which should have, if you mind that out, should have given him enough for a second castle. But without murder holes, because we know pro players are allergic to murder holes, these castles are, I don't know, against the swarm of eagles. They should have a building bonus, right? +2. So not the biggest building bonus, but +2 is still +2. Did he, yeah, Mr. Yo researched arson. Okay. I was wondering if he researched arson or not, but in any event, arson is the tech that allows the infantry units to demolish structures much quicker. Oh, by the way, MbL hasn't seen this because it hasn't been built yet. Not even 1 HP, not even 2 HP. How many villagers is he sending? A lot of villagers. Okay, so that's why he hasn't seen that. I was wondering, because you can see it's kind of, he sees this area, which the castle should maybe poke out of. In any event, neither here nor there. Mr. Yo, fantastic job denying the Khmer the needed and necessary resources, because like I said, the Khmer in Imperial, oh man, they're like the Mongols in Imperial. You are going to have a good headache dealing with them once the ballista elephants are out. I would have absolutely loved to see ballista elephants come out of our Khmer, but unfortunately, I mean, he had better upgrades for them than for his knights. But the entire game from minute 1, from Dark Age, Mr. Yo was unrelenting. Whether it was militia, whether it was archers and his Eagle Scouts, now Eagle Warriors, he has not stopped attacking since the start of the game. Saw that his opponent's resources are very forward-facing, and even though he allowed his opponent to mine out the primary gold, where the hell was it? Somewhere here, right? Yeah, here's the mining camp. He denies 1,500 gold. Actually, let's zoom out here. No, sorry, I'm doing 1,500 there, 32. So this is a complete unspoiled patch of gold. This is 4,700 gold. How will MbL go up to Imperial? Remember, he doesn't need structures, even though he's got a castle. But how the hell is he supposed to accumulate 800 gold, 1,000 food while continually being raided? So Mr. Yo playing it perfectly. MbL trying to raid his opponent, trying to get some counter aggression done. Does not get the villager kills needed, though, to deny. Oh man, just light cav knights dead everywhere on every part of this map. So MbL did what he could. And even with the castle here, I think we can see now why he decided to tap out, live to fight another day. And we can very clearly see why it is our red Mayan Mr. Yo who took the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.